Once you have completed an intake process and you're on your case profile, you may wonder how to enter additional structured data that you need as you work up the case and as the case progresses. One way to do that is through auxiliary forms. Up here under actions, all of these actions here, everything that we see on this menu, these are all auxiliary forms. These forms just have a combination of different blocks, fields, places to store structured data, and to do actual actions on a case. So for example, under special programs, we see a lot of different programs here. But if I wanted to say, enter some information about housing conditions, I have the opportunity to do that right here, and it'll ask me some questions about my housing situation and those housing conditions. This form can have any combination of fields that advocates need to work up their case and to enter information on their case. So oftentimes groups will have dedicated auxiliary forms that ask funder-specific questions, questions that don't need to be asked by everyone, but just when a case has a specific funding code and that funder requires specific information. Other uses of auxiliary forms include gathering legal problem-specific information. So you may have a dedicated fair housing form or a dedicated foreclosure form, forms that not everybody needs to fill out. Not every case needs to have that information, and that information was not necessary when establishing eligibility, as with an intake. But once we've opened the case, you know you want that additional information. Auxiliary forms are also a really great place to have information that doesn't need to be seen on a day-to-day basis when interacting with a client, but that you still want access to through the life cycle of a case. So there are some groups that put specific demographic information that is not important enough to be on the case profile. They'll throw it onto an auxiliary form and into an auxiliary process so that their advocates can access that through the life cycle of a case, but it's not right there every time on their case profile. Your admins will be able to create auxiliary forms and processes for you and put those onto the actions menu. So as you are thinking either as part of the onboarding process, in the process of getting a new grant, or for any other reason, hey, you know, I'd really love to see the structured data. I'd really like to have a dedicated place where I input that data after the intake is over. The auxiliary form is where you're going to want to go.